Welcome to another edition of News Headline Roundup. And with me is Purple, and I am Iko Kuchidozi Kimba. Purple, this situation in Nigeria has been of a political scene, and it has been very busy. And where we have Badaro, who is actually crying out because of flood, and we have also in the PDP, we have a Shekarau who is actually trying to bounce back to where, and we have also some other very interesting stories that will be coming up among the major headlines this morning. So in the news,
Bauchi Governor Bala Mohammed picks ex-PDP Guber candidate as running mate. The Bauchi PDP gubernatorial candidate Bala Mohammed dropped his deputy Baba Tella and picked Honorable Awa Jatu, the Bauchi PDP gubernatorial flag bearer, in 2015. Atiku Shekarau meet as senator prepares to join PDP from NNPP. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, Sunday arrived in Kano State alongside big party men for a scheduled meeting with Ibrahim Shekarau, a former governor of Kano State, who is expected to return to the party from the New Nigerian People Party. It's not yet clear the outcome, but various reports had claimed the former vice president returned to Nigeria for the ceremony. Flood causes havoc in Jigawa, displaces communities. Hundreds of residents were on Sunday displaced by flood following days on rain in Jigawa. At least communities in 4 local government areas were affected. I have no presidential candidate as far as 2023 election is concerned, Obasanjo. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has said he has no special candidate in the 2023 presidential election. Obasanjo disclosed this to journalists on Sunday, shortly after he paid a visit to a former head of state, Abdul Salami Abubakar, a retired general in Minna. India demolished 2 40-story skyscrapers, evacuate residents. Indian authorities started evacuating thousands of people from their homes on Saturday as they moved to demolish 2 40-story skyscrapers in a residential area on the outskirts of New Delhi. Indian authorities started evacuating thousands of people from their homes on Saturday as they moved to demolish 2 40-story skyscrapers in a residential area on the outskirts of New Delhi. India's Supreme Court ruled last year that the builders of the 2 towers had violated a series of critical construction rules, ordering the buildings to be razed to the ground. Tigray laments kindergarten airstrike, says it's a genocide by Abiy's regime. The government of Tigray has accused Ethiopia's President Abiy Ahmed Ali and the country's armed forces of genocide. An airstrike on Friday hit a kindergarten in the northern Tigray region, killing more than 7 people, including children and medics. A statement by Kase Gebre Michael regretted that terror was unleashed on innocent civilians in Mekelle. Cristiano Ronaldo to join Chelsea. Chelsea have again been offered the chance to sign Cristiano Ronaldo from Manchester United. Ronaldo's agent Jorge Mendes made contact with Chelsea over a transfer for the former Real Madrid and Juventus superstar. Chelsea are in need of a frontman, and Ronaldo is desperate to play for a club in the Champions League this season.
welcome back. Purple, like you are seeing on the screen, you could notice that the Bauchi state government, Governor Bala Mohammed, has done a very great job. Yeah. He has gone to pick a former gubernatorial candidate in person of Jatao, and this is what we should commend the PDP for. The PDP has come in a way of unifying itself, and there's no rancor in this issue, because I noticed that PDP has a way of actually unifying whenever there seems to be a kind of acrimony. And you could see that this is a kind of stepping stone, whatever Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has been trying to do in his embodiment of himself in unity for the party, the love for the party, the peace that we see. I don't know what you think about this situation right now.
I mean, it's a good development, because he picked a former gubernatorial candidate over his current deputy governor. In some other parties like the APC, that will probably cause a lot of rancor, and there'll be a lot of infighting. But this goes to show that at the end of the day, PDP is a big family, and we all want each other's progress and we take nothing to
Yeah, because like you likely said, he said a big family is showing that PDP is now a chosen bride.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to actually affiliate, align, and actually belong to this party. And we hope that the Bauchi people will actually come out en masse and vote for these candidates. Going on, we have Atiku and the Shekarau issue, and it's one of the biggest stories in Nigeria right now because Shekarau actually moved to the NNPP to meet what's his name again, the Kwankwaso camp, and the Kwankwaso camp has actually come out to be not in that unity that everybody thought it should be, and we could say he has tasted all the soup, or the political soup. And now he feels that the only one that could make his food look very much better, and a choice for Nigerians, I guess. And what do you think we expect going forward?
Like you said, this is a big win for the PDP. If you think about it, this is a man who has, as you said, tasted a lot of political parties. He was at APC, he went to the NNPP, was there for a while. Said he got betrayed by the head of the party, and now he has moved to the PDP, which everyone sees the PDP as the main opposition, as you said, the leading bride to take over power in 2023. It's a good development, like I said. It also shows that PDP is a welcoming party and it's a big family. Everybody wants what's best for everybody, and we want to move forward. We're heading towards the election season as well, the campaign season, sorry. So this is where the big names and the big wigs will start to flex their muscles.
Like you said, it's a big story because even Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has come into town because of this event, and today we're going to be getting a lot of stories about this. Even this emerging story has actually caused a lot of ripple effect in other political parties. They're beginning to see that the repositioning of the PDP for election on 2023 is going to be a very massive support coming from the Northwest, because this is a kind of a strategic movement by the PDP. And we are seeing lots of this happening. We have just a day for yesterday in Ogun State, where a lot of massive support was there for the PDP. And going on in other northwestern states, we're seeing massive support coming out for the Alhaji Atiku campaign. And do you think that going for 2023 election, this is going to be a very good encouragement going forward?
I mean, it definitely will. Like I said, I digress a bit. Some weeks ago, some days ago, a lady also declared from the Labour Party to the PDP in Ogun State and said there's clearly nothing in the Labour Party. So this is a good development, like I said. The main goal is 2023, and people have seen that now that all the dust has settled, all the noise, everything has gone away, we see that PDP is the big weight, and we will take over power in 2023. Yeah,
the big weight, and all the focus is actually on the presidential election because it comes actually before the gubernatorial election. So everyone is gathering their attention, their focus, their efforts towards making sure that their candidate becomes the choice of the people. And for the choice of the people, we are looking at Alhaji Atiku Abubakar being the only bride also for Nigerians to bring succor to the looming and mass exodus from Nigeria, because you can see that every sector of the government is on shutdown right now. It's like government is on holiday, and no one is actually doing anything to actually provide solutions. And to actually give credit to him, most of his agendas, his policy from 2019 has been actually a landmark choice for the APC government since the year 2019. And one would think that this should be a booster for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. What do you think?
Of course it is. It is most definitely. As you said, his manifesto is what the APC uses nowadays most times. And let's not forget that the economic growth that was seen under the first democratic administration, the Obasanjo administration, was handled by His Excellency, the ex-president of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. He was in charge of the economy. And,
going forward, let's also look also in the news. We have that the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, has said that he has no preferential candidate after meeting with former General Abubakar Abdulsalam, and he's saying it emphatically that he has no preferred candidate. This is an undertone, but the real statement has been made, because one will actually see an Obasanjo that he's always going to affiliate with the
PDP
because he's aligned with the PDP. He understands the PDP. He knows that the PDP has an agenda, and it's not a secret to him that he's not going to leave the PDP anytime soon because he is former running mate and which actually became a candidate and now became his vice president then in 2003, and he was actually instrumental to all the economic decisions, and one would think that he has no other choice than to align with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar at this time. What do you expect?
Like I said, contrary to what was being pushed online, social media, fake news and all, during the weekend, he had chosen the Labour Party candidate as his preferred choice. He has come out by himself. The words from the horse's mouth, to say he has not chosen anyone. But I mean, everyone who knows politics knows he, like you said, aligns more with the PDP. Exactly. And I think it's even good that he just stays out of it and let democracy work and let's see how it goes.
The political scene, one knows that any endorsement must be spoken. It's not by you taking pictures with any of the other statesmen. And he has been a thorough and integrity-based statesman. And many videos have come to play out that he has said that his support will always go for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar because he knows him too well. He understands that this man is one who can engineer and re-engineer the economy of this country. And knowing him very well, he is always going to support Alhaji Atiku Abubakar because, one, he has not lost his candidacy at this time because one has seen what he has been speaking about. He has shown that he is not supporting anybody from the Labour or the APC, but he has gone to meet his fellow general. They've spoken, and what one will perceive from this is the generals have put their heads together. We have to be an elder statesman at this time. We have to support Nigeria and not any candidate. And one would welcome this development at this time. And one will look at and look at this elder statesman is actually pushing for the interest of Nigeria. Because if you see him going about meeting, he was actually in London. And coming back straight, he went to the same man who handed over power to the democratic government. So he's actually towing a line here. What do you think?
Like I said, he's an elder statesman. And obviously, being the first democratically elected president of Nigeria, he knows a lot about democracy, and you need his advice and you need his experience. So it's good. It's good for the democracy for everyone to go and meet him, ask for his advice. But I think it's also good for him to at least publicly not associate with anyone and just, you guys go and do your thing. You have my blessing, whatever.
Anyway, people that who don't have any candidate doesn't have a structure at this time will be clutching on straws, looking for anything and everything to actually become favorite. But Baba has come out to say, I have no preferential candidate. But we all know that his party, it remains the PDP. Moving on, we're looking at Jigawa State. It's quite an unfortunate one. We're looking at flood actually sweeping the whole state.
I mean, it's an unfortunate thing that this happens. I mean, I think there have been warnings that such a thing will happen.
Yeah, for the meteorological center, we have been hearing news about that.
He should have been prepared. So I don't know where he intends on holding his rally for Emilokon. Now that everywhere, like a lot of places are covered in flood.
Yeah, knowing very well that Badaru is a full-fledged supporter of the Emilokon movement. And Emilokon movements also have the Lagos State at this moment. The whole Lekki axis coming to Korodu and the Jora are all flooded. And one would think, is it the same campaign strategy they're going to be using? Are they going to be selling flood to Nigerians? Are they going to be coming out to tell us that flood is part of our day-to-day activities or what? I don't really know what is going on with the APC at this time.
I mean, what can you say,
I guess there will be campaigning that more floods will be coming to Nigeria and probably Nigerians should support them and build more canoes and all that. Because if you look at Lekki axis at this time, people are beginning to bring out their yacht and I guess their baby yacht and, and you're looking at it, what is happening? Are we making a mockery of ourselves? Because outside in senior clients, people will listen to these warnings and they make preparation for it.
It's not even about the floods. Like, what is the government actually doing to the people that have been affected by the flood? Because, like, obviously, this is nature. There's nothing you can do when nature comes calling. And it's happening in America as well. Some weeks ago, I think it was I can't remember the state exactly.
But even if it's happening in America, you have this government coming out You have even the
Yes, they are
president
doing something.
actually flying to
So
those
ours-
places,
ours were
seeing
not
things
doing
as is
anything.
happening. But
Yeah.
we have people sitting down at the villa,
That's my
actually
point.
sipping tea and using toothpick to actually pick out whatever they have in their seats. And we are asking that, do we have a government? Do we actually have a government? Because if we have a government at this time, the whole of Jigawa State should be having a NEMA in charge. But nobody's hearing anything. These people are calling out for help. And we pray that whoever who is in charge will come to their succor at this time. Well, we'll be going on a short break at this time. When we come back, we'll be taking you on foreign news and on sports news also.
They pay people pension. He's with the youth. He know they seek attention. Carry us along and show us the direction. We need a leader that can manage the economy so that Nigeria itself will begin to make more money. This na person will go give us peace and harmony. Get your PVC. This one will be small warning. Him fit stop all the shooting. Kakakaka boyaka. Our youth need jobs. They need money to do data. I'm feeling you, Magneto. This na true matter. Now who you dey talk about? Atiku Abubakar.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard Flight 2023 Atiku Okowa 2023. I have my co-pilot here with me, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, keeping track on all navigation systems. Our destination is a united Nigeria. Right now, we're cruising at 2022 feet above sea level. Before we arrive at our destination, let me give you a brief update on what to expect at our destination. Number 1. The temperature is going to be hot on security issues. 2. The people are going to be better educated, and the educational system and healthcare will be accessible to every citizen. 3. The economy is going to be thriving and booming. And of course, there'll be true federalism. This and many more to be expected for a united and prosperous Nigeria. So sit back and relax, and before you know it, if we all join hands together, we shall arrive at the new united Nigeria we all dream of soon enough. My name is Atiku Abubakar. As one, we can get it done.
You're welcome back, and we're taking you straight to the foreign scene. On the foreign scene, we have a very, very looming and very unfortunate sad situation in Ethiopia, and we have the Tigrays have been bombarded. One would think that is this not a genocide?
Yeah, he says it's a genocide by the abused regime. I mean, like we said last week, this is just it's a sad situation when you see weapons and military equipments being used against harmless civilians and things like that, being caught up in war. It's a sad situation, but I mean, it happens in Nigeria as well, doesn't it? I remember years ago, a few months ago, when the Buhari regime sent some helicopters into, I think it was somewhere in Imo State, and they were releasing strikes as well on supposed people that we never, till now we know nothing about them. So at the end of the day, like I said, we pray for peace, and we don't want things like this happening.
Well, it interests our viewers to understand that this issue about the Tigray has been a kind of developing, and it has been on for a while now, and people have been calling out the government of the day that why the shelling, why the killing of the Tigrays, because you cannot keep using ethnic cleansing as a kind of excuse for the killings that are going on, because the government of the day has to protect the people. That is their core responsibility, to protect the citizens. But now when you see that the armed forces are now opening fire on the so-called citizens, now it's calls to bear to question that what exactly is going on. Is there an ethnic cleansing going on in Ethiopia? Because one has to call the United Nations at this point. The African Union has to sit up and actually call on the president of the day. What is going on in your country? Why are you allowing this to happen? Is it actually the right thing to allow the Air Force to open fire on the citizens? Because if this is not a war crime, then what again is it? What again is it?
It has to be taken as war crimes. Yes,
we're moving on to India at this point. At this time, India is also actually demolishing a 240-story building. And the one who played out in Nigeria, if it's to be, you have been hearing people saying, "Oh, you bribed this person, and the house has to still remain." And next thing you hear is the house collapsed.
I mean, it's good to see a government actually taking precautions and not reacting. Like you said, if it was in Nigeria, they would have probably bribed their way through like the buildings being demolished, and then maybe a couple of years from now we'll be hearing of a building collapse, and then we'll now move back years ago and realize, oh, these people the building shouldn't have actually been standing in the first place. So it's a good thing to see a government that's actually working and staying ahead of the disaster rather than the current administration.
Yeah, like you said, the government's working, because in Nigeria it seems that everyone is on holiday when it comes to governance, and until the events or the situation happens, then we start running helter-skelter looking for exactly who to blame. Anyway, that's what happens. The first thing to do is who is to blame, not even solution, because you need to be more proactive. If there are agencies who have to check these houses being erected in different parts of the country, then what are the standard practices that is going on? What exactly should be done before these houses are being erected? Not until when the houses are being erected, then you now decide to bring them down. That was one we think about, a government which is actually proactive. Well, moving on, we're moving on to sports scene at this time, and we have a very interesting story that we have on Chelsea is looking on bringing on Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Chelsea.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's looking for Champions League football. So I guess whatever club that offers him Champions League football, he would probably be obliged
to
go.
Be thinking that at this time Ronaldo should be having an issue. They should have a lot of elite clubs looking for him. And boy, we are happy that he's coming to Chelsea. And coming to Chelsea means more goals for him, more Champions League features. And we hope that he was going to be coming in very soon. But we're looking at how much he's going to be paid.
Don't know, not sure.
Because a player of his caliber.
Let me interject a bit. Okay. Liverpool also like Liverpool trashed. I think it was Bournemouth this weekend. That was a good display from 9-0. Yeah, that's like they've matched the highest goal
without Salah.
And without Salah scoring, you get. So I mean, it's a good thing to see.
That's a good close up on sports. Since this morning we have had the political scene. We have the Shekarau coming back to PDP, and we have the Badaro who is actually looking at his flood situation in the state. And we have a PDP gubernatorial candidate becoming the next VP, the next deputy governor to the Bauchi state government. And well, that's on this note we'll be rounding up. I'm saying call it a day. And you join us tomorrow, same time, same station, AtikuLive, and don't forget to follow us on all social media handles, which is where we'll close it up today.
Thank you, and see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.